All right, Monday, June 25th, 2018. I just arrived at Mayo in Scottsdale from Detroit. I was up visiting my father for the weekend with my son Daniel. So just arrived in Phoenix, going in for treatment number 56. I feel pretty good. I feel good. And I'm very anxious to get the numbers, and I'm blessed to be here, and I'm excited to get home tonight. So I've got a 2 o'clock blood draw, a 4 o'clock appointment with Dr. Larson. In between, I'm gonna get some food. I haven't eaten in 24 hours. And anyway, I am hungry. So I'm gonna get this 2 o'clock blood draw. I may go see my cousin Tom. In between, I'm not sure, but I need to get something to eat here. 4 o'clock appointment with Dr. Larson. And I'm grabbing an Uber, heading to Phoenix and flying back home to Vegas tonight. And I'm so anxious to see Jennifer and Zoe. So this is happening right now. Excited to be here, and with any luck, the numbers will be great as well. So I just finished with this blood draw. I'm freezing, so I've got my jacket on, which is not a good sign, but we'll see what happens with these numbers. So I just got out of my doctor appointment with Dr. Larson for treatment number 56. So, man, I don't have my light chain numbers back yet, but yet my NTPro-BNP numbers, which is the heart effectiveness, are trending in the right direction. It went from 909 down to the 6s, like 630 or 680 or something like that. So that's incredible. But what they're most concerned about, or what they're concerned about, a lot of the side effects of the treatments that patients like myself take. So watching the blood, hemoglobin, white blood cells, white blood count, all those things, they're very cautious about that. And my body is responding like a champ. So I'm really thrilled about that. Blood count is good. And that's really the first sign of issues as far as some of the treatments I'm on. So that's great. And so I'm anxiously awaiting the results from my treatment. So. Greetings, quick update for you. It's July 1st, 2018. It's Sunday night. It's about 10:30 p.m. I just returned from the Miss America pageant. My wife, Jennifer, is the co-director, so I went to go watch. It was cool. It was great production. They do a first-class job, and a lot of young women won a lot of scholarship money to go to college, and it was great. Thought I'd give a quick update. So I just finished my 56 treatment at the Mayo Clinic in Scottsdale. And here are my numbers. The most important number is this number called the Lambda Light Chain. And that number, I started at 16, and normal is about 2.0. It's 3.83 last month. And this month we went down to a 3.49. So a small move, just a small move, yet moving in the right direction. So the good news is we're moving in the right direction. The change of plans is it's not good enough for the doctors, because I'm still taking this special healing serum, and if I'm going to take it, they want to see some movement. So we're up in the dosage. I was on 400 milligrams a day. Now they want me to go to 600 milligrams a day, and it's a capsule. It's a treatment called Venetoclax, and it's specifically for 14-11 chromosome split. But the picture that the oncologist painted me was, when they first started with the drug, you know, they didn't understand that it had to be a tiered effect, because it was so effective, it would just take it, attack these cells, and basically just blow them up. And so they had tested it in animals and had some success. So when they did it to the first humans, unfortunately, they gave what they thought would be the right dose, and it was so effective that it started just blowing all these cells up in their kidneys, and their kidneys exploded, and they died. So then they learned it had to be a tiered effect. So the maximum dose of this Venetoclax that I'm taking is 800 milligrams a day, I believe. I've been taking 400, which is half dose, and I was still making progress. So now they're moving me up to more of a 3/4 dose. So now I'm taking 600 milligrams a day, and I started that about 4 days ago. So that's great news that my Lambda Light Chains are moving in the right direction. The other measurement was it's a heart effectiveness measurement called an NTPro-BNP. And that was great news for me, is that last month it was a 909, which was high. I started at 1600. It was at 909, but that's still high. It should be way, way down there. But the good news is I went from a 909 to a 639, which is fantastic. So that's a good change. And what's great about that is my oncologist asked me, so how much torsemide have you been taking, which is a Lasix, or some people call it a water pill. It just allows you to get water out of your system. So I said, I haven't taken any. He was really impressed, because he said if my NTPro-BNP could drop artificially if I took a lot of torsemide, because it helps clear the water out of you, which increases the effectiveness of your heart. So I told him I hadn't taken any, and he was really blown away. He was like, man, he goes, you're healing yourself. And that was really cool for me to hear him say that. He could have been just using a form of expression, but I took it literally, so it was really cool. So anyway, that's fantastic. And we talked about what's happening in the future changes, or future, what are we gonna do in the future? What does it look like? And people ask me that question all the time. And the best answer is we really just don't know. It depends on how my body responds to the treatment. So if my numbers continue to go down and my body is able to manage this treatment, meaning it doesn't break down and I have a lot of issues or other issues, then we're going to ride it as long as we can. One of the choices is to do what's called a stem cell transplant, and it's some places believe in it, some people don't. Stanford doesn't do it, Mayo does. They feel if you can do a successful stem cell transplant, you can obviously extend your life, but also extend your life where you're not getting treated, because I'm going to be treated for the rest of my life. So they feel like if you can get off medicine for a few years, then it's worth the stem cell transplant. But here's the reality of it, and I'm just going to shoot you straight here, is that I don't know if this video is going to make it. If this is redundant, please forgive me. I make a lot of videos. Most of them never make it to any platform. It's so interesting because I feel really good. I mean, I felt better last week than I do now, but I feel overall really, really good. Yet, over the past 4 or 5 days, the lower half of my body has been in so much pain with just like nerve. It would be kind of like the pain that I described about being beat up, which is still the case in my hips and my lower back and my thighs. But now, from my knees down, so calves down, it feels like they're sleeping. And it's painful, kind of like I want to wake them up. And then down to my feet, it's just flat out like my feet have been standing in snow for all day. So you got that frostbite feeling where it's always tingling and you're really not able to feel it. And you want to squeeze your toes all the time because you want to wake them up. And so I've had that for a while now. It just seems to be getting worse all of a sudden, and I don't know why. So we're still in that phase where I'm just seeing if I'm going to come out of this or not. I sure hope that I do. Spent a lot of time stretching, and I had friends over. Chuck Douglas was over this weekend, and we're just kind of chilling late in the evening because Jennifer was coming back home late from Miss America. And man, I'm just doing stretching and downward dogs and upward dogs, and just attempting to feel my feet and legs. So it's weird. Just working through that. The other thing that's challenging is I feel good today, and yet I know how just deadly this situation that I have is. I just don't like to say disease because I feel like it's claiming ownership or something. So I call it my situation or my diagnosis or something like that. You know that stat: 40% of the people who get diagnosed with amyloidosis die within the first year after they've been diagnosed. So there's a lot of things that happen with amyloidosis that affect your system that you don't really know about until you keep going on, and what's going to happen next. And are the treatments going to mess up your system, or is it the amyloidosis, or what's going on? So 2 months ago, I was at Mayo Clinic up in Rochester, Minnesota, and I had been contacted I talked to Ashley and Robin, and her husband, Dan, had been diagnosed with amyloidosis. And so they had been watching my videos, and they reached out to me, and I happened to be going to Mayo, and they said they were going to Mayo. So we were attempting to connect, and the short story is we did connect. I was coming out of oncology, they were going in, and they stopped me, and we talked and we chatted, and of course I turned on my video camera and I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dan Grafe. He just was diagnosed, and I know he's gonna get better every day, and I know he's gonna heal. As luck would have it, I came out of oncology and there was Dan and his wife and his daughter, and I brought out my video camera, and right on the camera I said, "This is Dan Grafe, and he just got diagnosed." And anyway, he passed away on Saturday night, and I just saw that guy. I mean, I just saw him 2 months ago, and that's what's scary about this disease, is that I feel good right now. I feel good, but I never feel. I mean, I'm not out of the clear because I'm not cured, and I just, even though my numbers have been great and I feel great, there's just so many stories that I see. This disease is just, it's a terrible, awful disease that just comes in and just takes people out. And I was just sending them some good vibes. So anyway, it was just, here we are 2 months later, just last Saturday night, and I read on a Facebook post that this guy Dan had passed, that I just met 2 months ago. So that really hit me, man. I mean, my heart dropped when I read that, and I really, it really hit me, because I just met this guy two months ago, and I know that he was struggling, but I really believed he was going to get better, just like I believe that I'm getting better. So my heart went out to his family, and I know they're grieving right now. And I guess he was an amazing guy, amazing father, and my heart goes out to your family. So it's just weird, because he just died in his sleep, and so he had a full day, and he went back, and he wasn't feeling well, and he went back and he went to sleep, and he never woke up. And so in my situation, there's been many times in my journey here that I've had these heart pains, and so I've pushed through it many times, because I've had a heart ablation. I've had all types of pains, and so I've worked through it before. So when I heard that, I was like, oh man, what about these pains I'm getting now? Because they've subsided, and then I think last week or a month ago when I made my video, I was getting these new pains right here. So it's just a strange place to be, where my confidence is high. I see myself getting better. I believe I'm getting up to get better. And I'm also realistic. I'm in touch with the physical world. And so I see these things, and I see my friend Dan that passed away last weekend. And I feel these feelings of these pains, and they haven't been back, thank goodness, for about a week. But when those things happen, you just, man. So, I feel good. I feel good right now. And so that's what I'm blessed for, and I'm thankful for. And I'm just hoping that my lower trunk, my legs, feet, calves, I hope that gets better, and I hope it gets better fast. So I've been sitting on this chair for 17 minutes, and my lower half is completely numb. Wish my wife was here, but she's been working a lot this week. She's a co-chair of the Miss Nevada, and so it's a full-time deal when it's here. It's pageant week, so it's a charity organization, so she gives time back, because that organization changed her life when she was a young woman. So now she just loves to give back and change all these young women's lives, and build their self-confidence, and give them a chance to earn scholarship money for college. And so I haven't seen her a lot for the past 5 or 6 days. So tonight was the last night. So thank you for your continued thoughts and prayers. And I'm optimistic about keeping the good news coming. Thanks.